Good morning, welcome to the Daily News Podcast. Today is March 20th, 2026.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel acted alone in its recent strike on an Iranian gas field, pushing back on speculation that Washington directly coordinated the attack. Netanyahu also revealed that former President Donald Trump had asked Israel not to carry out additional strikes on Iranian energy infrastructure. That comment has sparked a lot of questions about how aligned the U.S. and Israel really are as this conflict escalates.
At the same time, nearly 100 ships have continued to pass through the Strait of Hormuz since early March, despite the tension. That's a critical choke point for global oil. So far, traffic hasn't collapsed, but energy markets are on edge. The U.S. is even weighing whether to waive sanctions on certain Iranian oil shipments already at sea, which would be a major policy shift. The broader picture here is uncertainty, military escalation on one side, cautious economic maneuvering on the other. And the world is watching oil prices very closely. It's a delicate balance. You've got missiles flying, but tankers still moving. Markets can handle tension, but they hate unpredictability. And speaking of markets, U.S. LNG export terminals are now running near maximum capacity as disruptions hit Middle East energy infrastructure. American natural gas is stepping in to fill supply gaps, especially for Europe and parts of Asia. That surge underscores how central the U.S. has become in global energy security. But running at full tilt also leaves very little buffer if something else goes wrong, like a hurricane season shock or domestic supply issue. Energy strain is rippling outward. In India, gas shortages tied to the Iran conflict are reportedly pushing some households and businesses back toward dirtier fuels like firewood and even cow dung. That's a major setback for environmental and public health goals. Meanwhile, in China, Alibaba shares slid after the company reported a 66% drop in quarterly profit, highlighting fierce price competition in tech and e-commerce. So from Houston to Mumbai to Hangzhou, energy and economic pressures are colliding.
That's the thing about energy. It's never just about fuel. It hits inflation, public health, tech stocks, everything. On the tech and national security front, federal prosecutors have charged a co-founder of Supermicro Computer and two associates in what they say was a $2.5 billion scheme to smuggle advanced NVIDIA AI chips to China. These are high-end semiconductors restricted under U.S. export controls. The case shows just how aggressively Washington is enforcing those rules as AI becomes a strategic battleground.
In a separate but related story about AI oversight, OpenAI detailed how it monitors its own internal coding agents for what it calls misalignment. The company says it analyzes reasoning processes and real-world deployment data to detect risky behavior before it becomes a problem. As AI systems become more autonomous in writing code and running tasks, companies are under pressure to prove they can control what they build. Between chip smuggling and AI self-policing, this space is moving fast and under intense scrutiny. It really feels like AI is now both the engine of growth and the biggest source of geopolitical tension. And finally, a couple of quick culture and internet notes. Ubisoft is ending game development at its Red Storm studio, laying off 105 employees in a move that's raising concerns about the future of parts of the Tom Clancy franchise. It's another tough chapter for the gaming industry after years of restructuring. Meanwhile, UK regulators have fined 4chan £450,000 for failing to meet age verification requirements. The penalty reflects stricter enforcement of online safety laws, especially around protecting minors. Platforms that once operated on the fringes are increasingly finding themselves in regulators' crosshairs.
The internet's growing up, whether it likes it or not.
That's it for today's Daily News Podcast.
Thanks for starting your morning with us.
Stay informed, stay sharp.
And we'll see you tomorrow.